Hey, what's the deal? Welcome to the most entertaining YouTube on YouTube. It's Latwan, obviously. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Today we're gonna talk about, since I'm an artist and all, I'm an R&B singer and everything. Be sure to stream the music. It'll be all the links to all the platforms to be in the bio as well. We're gonna talk about the skills, man, to music making. I'm a person I'm very deeply rooted in music. It's been something that I've done since a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been a kid. I was that kid that would walk around, when we used to have the CD players and all that kind of stuff. I would have my CD player at the bus stop, you know what I'm saying, in my hand, listening to music with the headphones, with the little cheap computer headphones that we used to have back in the day. Like now we got AirPods, cordless headphones, and all this stuff. But when I was a kid, we had them little cheap $7 headphones that they used to have in the computer. I don't even remember. I don't even have a clue, honestly, about what the brand name of those headphones were. Like, I don't even think they had a logo on them, to be honest. I think they were just I don't know, man, but I'm going to go off into a tangent with that. But yeah, we're going to talk about skills, man. We're going to talk about my perception of, what skills is and how to develop those skills. And first and foremost, how I look at in making music, you understand that there's a lot of skills. You see, some people have melodic skills. Some people have lyrical skills. Some people have harmony skills. And I don't know if I would call being able to write good chords as a skill on its own, because I think what makes a good chorus is a good melody. You know what I'm saying? I think a good catchy melody that catches your ear. But, and I was finna say talking about something, but I caught myself because nowadays, most music, you ain't really gotta talk that deep into it. Most music that's being played on the internet, it ain't no deep thought stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I understand it. I ain't got nothing against it. I don't feel no way about it because I understand it. I understand, as far as the marketing with these big companies and all that stuff. But as far as developing a skill to write, can you develop a skill to write? I don't know. I don't know, because I've always been a writer. So I can't sit up in here and be like, oh, I hated writing, and then one day I decided, I'm gonna teach myself to be a good writer, and then I decided to become a good writer. No, that's not how it was for me. For me, I've always been a writer, and it was always a writer of music. It was a writer of poems. Like, I used to write a lot of poems when I was younger. When I was younger, I wrote poems like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now that I sit back at them, and they were like 12-line poems. It wasn't really nothing, crazy or nothing like that I can remember, because those freaking tablets that I wrote them in are long gone by now. But that's pretty much what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started off with like poems and stuff. And to be honest, what sparked that idea for me was a documentary by the name of Tupac's Resurrection. And basically that's what Pac used to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a poetic person. And when you listen to his music and stuff like that, you could get that vibe. You know what I'm saying? If you understand music layouts and how to form your music when you're making your music and all that kind of stuff, then you would understand why. You could see his poetic influence. You see what I'm saying? So, but a person, I'm not really, when I say I do this stuff, man, it's natural to me. So it's probably technical type poems that you write and stuff like that. But I have no clue about that. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do, it's natural. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like playing basketball to LeBron James. It's just natural. It's something that I like to do, and I'm passionate about it. So therefore it makes it easier for me to do. And that's what I'm gonna start off right there is, I think you have to have a passion for writing to actually develop the skills to make music, to make good music. because anybody can get on a song and, you know, blurt some words out and put some words together. Anybody can do that. But when people listen to your music, man, whether it's conscious or unconscious, people can feel when it's like, okay, it's something there. Even if it's like you ain't even got the top quality music, you know what I'm saying? Like your music ain't sounding like Drake's. I'm gonna bring his name up again in the studio, cause hey man, he got a whole machine bomb, you know, behind him, and I respect that. But even then, in that notion, if you got a skill for that stuff, people will be able to tell. Now, whether they express that or not, you know, you can't really, I don't know that. However, people will be able to tell, and people around you, what has happened to me, because I was a guy, I always knew it, because like I said, I've been doing it since I was 12 years old. I've been writing music and just having a skill of just writing, and it comes to me fluent. You know what I'm saying? I'm my type of skill when I'm music making is basically, I listen to the beat, right? And then as I'm listening to the beat, you know, I'm getting the beat down, I'm getting the rhythm of the beat or whatnot. And then like a melody will pop into my head, right? And then once that melody pop into my head, since I started buying my own stuff in my own recording studio and stuff, I get on the mic and then I just record the melody first, right? And then now, once I get off of it, I listen to it, play back the melody or whatever, and then I insert the words. But back in the day, you see, I would have to come up with the words first. So when I would do it then I would come up with the first two lines. And then after I would come up with the first two lines, it would just be like I'm just flowing, bro. If I'm flowing, you see what I'm saying? And I think that's a natural thing. And the only reason I say that is because, you know, I have a homeboy that told me it's hard for him to write music. And so when he told me that, you know what I'm saying, that's when I started looking at it as like, okay, you gotta have, to making good music, you gotta have the skill of writing. And not even just writing music, just writing, period. Being able to express yourself through words. You gotta have a niche in that. You see what I'm saying? That's the first skill of music making. Have a writing niche. Be able to express yourself very well through words without being emotional. Because if you can do it without being emotional, it makes it even more powerful, because you're going to be able to think it through and you're going to be able to make more. It's going to hit harder for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it just does. It hits people harder for some reason. But that's the first one, you know what I'm saying? And like the second one is you got to have like the charisma. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody going to listen. I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Ain't nobody going to listen to a dusty rapper, man. Like you got to have some, and if you are, I think the only people that can get away with being, you know, what we call dusty today, the only people that I think can get away with that is like rappers that are pure lyricists. You see what I'm saying? Like their lyrics, like how they write is just crazy. Their delivery is just crazy. So you will overlook that, you see what I'm saying? But I think those are the only people that could get away with it. I think, but the rest of us, R&B singers, melodic rappers, harmony rappers, all of them, like you gotta be able to dress, bro. You gotta, you gotta be able to look the part too. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another skill. Like that's just, and I think it's not to look the part. I think you just gotta have charisma, to be honest. And charisma is an intangible. So if you got charisma, you can make anything look good. And that's what I'm starting to realize. The older I'm getting, if you have charisma, you can make what people would say is outdated, as far as like a clothing brand or something. You can make that clothing brand popping again simply because of the way that you wear it. Now, people think that, oh, it's that outfit. But in reality, if you really understand, it's the person's charisma, the way the person carry themselves internally. That's what make it shine like that. You see what I'm saying? But that's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the second vital tool to being good at music making is, first, like I said, you gotta have a fluent writing skill, just writing, period. And then second, you gotta be able to have like a charisma to what you're doing and what you're saying and how you moving. And basically you gotta be a person that when people are around you, they wanna copy you. You gotta be that kind of person, basically. And I mean like copy you like for real, like not on no some silly shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean like copying you, like if you like on your shit, like say if you got a clean outfit and then they copy that outfit or they copy that brand, like, you know, like that type of copying. And third and final, man, I think, you know, is a good skill to music, the skills to music making, man, is the self-belief. Because you can have you can have the charisma, you can have the skill, but if you don't have the self-belief, you ain't gonna release the music. Because you'll always be insecure about it. Excuse me. And I think insecurity is the same as fear. And I know fear paralyzes. And what I mean by fear paralyzes is fear makes you stop. It makes you don't do anything when you're fearful. You know what I'm saying? Like you tend to freeze. Most people freeze. Like you go into a fight or flight response. If anybody know anything, you know what I'm saying, about human biology, most people go in a freeze. I mean, they go into a flight. You see what I'm saying? Which is backwards, 9 times out of 10 for most of us, because we all human. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. But if you got that self-belief, you're going to go forward with it. Even though it's cloudy and you can't really see nothing ahead, you're going to go forward with it. So the skills to music making at the end of the day, at the end of this video, is skill number 1. You got to be able to write fluently. It don't matter what kind of writing, but you got to have a niche for writing. Skill number 2, you got to have the charisma. You know what I'm saying? Like people got to feel you. People got to want to be you. You know, skill number 3, you got to have the self-belief. Because without the self-belief, you won't even release it. But that's food for thought. You do the dishes. I am Latwan. Subscribe to my shit.